Hello and welcome to Route 28. Making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong. And of course, let me remind you that if you do like the content on this channel, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and make yours truly happy. I'm L. David Pollock, and today we are going to continue our discussion about the Bud Light controversy. Big heads up out there to Nike, you should be paying attention to this too, because quite frankly, I don't buy sports bras, but if I were a woman and I did buy sports bras, you wouldn't be able to sell one to me by putting it on a guy and having him dance around like a nymph. What can I say? Anyway, back to the subject at hand, the Bud Light controversy, and let me ask you this. What does a degree from Wharton? What does a degree from Harvard? What does work experience at both General Mills and Johnson & Johnson, two major giant corporations? Oh yeah, and $1 million salary, inflated benefits, and I'm sure there was a signing bonus there somewhere. What does that all buy you? Well, if you're the CEO of Bud Light, it bought you Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah. Go ahead and check out that first link. I'll probably call it Dylan. Go ahead, click on that when you want to. Make sure you come back to this video because there's a lot of good stuff coming. However, that's what you get. I think he got ripped off, CEO of whoever the CEO is of Budweiser is. But, that's just my opinion, I suppose. Alyssa Heinershine. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Alyssa Heinershine. She's the vice president of marketing for Bud Light. And, of course, this whole woke absolute disaster of a advertising campaign was her brainchild. Yep, it was her brainchild, and quite frankly, this whole thing is just absolutely woke-ified. You spend all that money, you bring in all this talent, and what do you get? You get woke-ified. That's what you get. If you check out the second link that I have in the description and in the third link in the description, you will see Alyssa Heinershine trying to not defend but explain and do it in a way that makes it seem like it should all make sense. Her actions with respect to this advertising campaign. The third link shows her in the process of doing so, and an individual giving analysis of her body language, which I think is extraordinarily important and very telling. It helps simple-minded individuals like me, a simple bus driver, understand the complexity of some sort of the logic behind this campaign. And they say that the higher-ups, the president, the CEO, the ones above vice president of marketing, had no clue what this woman was doing, Alyssa Heinershine. I would venture to say that they're throwing her under the bus at this point. That's probably not true. They probably gave it a big thumbs up, and now they need a scapegoat. So I feel sorry for her in that aspect. I don't feel sorry for her in the fact that she's a product of this woke ideology that's just infiltrated every avenue of success. In the education programs, master's degrees and doctorates even. I mean, it's just crazy, and we've got to do something about it. But I'm getting off the point because we're just talking about Bud Light here tonight. And interestingly, if you go on social media and you try and find Alyssa Heinershine, she's ghosted. She's gone. She's not there. You can't find anything about her anymore. And quite frankly, I think she ghosted herself. And why wouldn't she? She just engineered a $5 billion loss. That's what I hear. It's $5 billion so far, and it's probably going to be more than $5 billion. $5 billion and the complete destruction of an iconic brand, Bud Light. So let me explain it to you, Bud. The people who drink Bud Light look like me. They sound like me. They wear their favorite jerseys on Sunday, and they drink Bud Light while they watch football. That's pretty much what happens. Not anymore. Not anymore. And for you to not understand that after 40 years of selling beer to people just like me, I don't know where your brain was, but it certainly wasn't on top of your shoulders. Okay, Alyssa Heinershine, she's ghosted, she's gone, you can't find her, and eventually she's probably going to get fired. And if I were the CEO of Bud, I'd probably fire whoever it was that hired her. However, that's not going to solve the problem, because the problem is a complete manifestation of this woke ideology from top to bottom within corporations upon corporations, within education systems upon education systems. It's getting absolutely ridiculous, and we've got to do something about it, or there's going to come a point where we can't turn this ship around. Regarding Bud, I think they've got just about one thing going for them in this entire fiasco. And there's this one thing, it's actually kind of important. It's not something they did right. It's just something, it's a coincidence. It's something that happened. And if I were in charge of Bud Light, I would get my advertising division together and I'd say, okay, look, here's what we need to do. We need to say, ha ha ha, we're sorry, but it was a very bad April Fool's joke. And to prove that this was part of an April Fool's joke, we'd have this commercial running. And the commercial would be a bunch of guys that look like me, wearing big hair wigs, lipstick slathered on, drinking beer, wearing our favorite jerseys, hanging out in the living room, with friends and watching the football game and trying to pretend like women but not doing a real good job, and just turn it into a hilarious spoof, a total joke, and call it an April Fool's joke. And if you did that, you might just be able to salvage this thing and I don't know, maybe make something positive out of it, It might be a good idea. If you want to discuss it some more, I'm available. Just give me a call. Hell, you might even be able to go ahead and hire me to be one of those guys to put on a wig and slap on some lipstick. I think that would be pretty funny, actually. But it would make the point. It would make the point that this is just an April Fool's joke, and no harm, no foul. You will totally alienate the LGBTQRSTYZXYZ LMNOP community, but hey, they don't drink Bud Light anyway. Oh, and don't forget, put my face on a couple of cases of that beer. That'd be awesome. All right, well, anyway, if you want to talk about this deal, Bud Light, you know where to reach me. I'm at Route 28 at Route 28 LDP. Contact me. We can discuss this concept and maybe tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit more funny. I don't know. Maybe get some comedians involved. And we definitely have to get some hot-looking women and have them prancing around in this commercial too. I don't know if that's going to be politically correct, but wow. We could really make this something funny. All right. Anyway, for now, though, let me just go ahead and show you this. Route 28, where we're making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong, is now and until further notice a no bud zone. Okay, thank you, everybody, and I will talk to you later.